Hello friends, and welcome back to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are working on our Saturday sew along now. It is now our Whip It Wednesday. We are going to be doing 48, well now 47 because I have one done. We're going to be doing 47 of these blocks right here. And I don't have a lot of time in the sewing room today, but I did want to come in here and get this started. Now, friends, when you start this block, you have to make sure everything is pressed and trimmed. My trim was good, so let me tell you what's going to happen. You will put your accent on top right, top left corner, whichever one first. And then you will have to trim it. I'm going to do it on the rest, the 47 of mine, and then we will have to trim it. I'm going to get started, friends. We will have to trim it and press, and then we can do our, when I'm starting on the left, and then I will do the right one. Friends, the only reason I am telling you I don't have a lot of time today is I'm hungry. I have not eaten, and man, y'all have showed out from the D-stash. My goodness, I am still invoicing items. Well, I have all of them that have been claimed has been invoiced. So all of those have been invoiced, and I had a few more come in today that I've invoiced for. I have 2 packages that's ready to go out. So far, I have been able to get the packages out within, like the next day. So within 24 hours, I've been able to get the packages to the post office. My husband helped me Monday. We went to lunch and he took the packages to the post office on Monday because they're closed between 11 and 12, and that's when I have lunch. So he took them there, and today is Tuesday. I carried another box for shipping today, and it went out at 10:30 this morning. Laura, that was your package that went out at about 10:30 this morning. I was able to catch the post office before they closed for lunch and run into my little brother at the post office. But yeah, so I have had a very, very busy few days getting the invoices out. And friends, I try to shut down by 8 p.m. during the week. Well, every day. I'm shut down by 8 p.m. every day, mainly because I'm exhausted. I'm very tired because I've been working, and I call this work because I have to work it, and I enjoy this work though. If I do anything else in my sewing room after 8, it's pure enjoyment, which I enjoy doing this too, guys. I love working on this quilt. I am so excited to see what this is going to look like, and I'm so excited for our upcoming sew along as well. I have not been able to get my Quilt out because I still have this on my table and have had it on my table. I've not removed this off my table in over a week. But this upcoming week, I'm going to have some things that are going to be, well, not this upcoming week. This upcoming week is Easter week. Friday is Good Friday, so it's going to be the next weekend. The weekend we have the lives with Tammy. I may not be able to make it. I am going to have my granddaughter that weekend. Yeah, I feel like my light's flickering here. It probably is. sometimes the cord on my light gets a little loose and it'll go to flickering. And because I have to walk by that light, and I could have bumped it and rubbed the cord a little loose. But friends, there will be another destash. I know a lot of people have said they missed it, and they couldn't make it. I am going to be doing more frequent destashes, but only doing 20 items. I may even take it down to less than 20 items because that was still pretty close to an hour. And I would like to be able to show more of the item and not have to rush through things. So I may even bring it down to 15 items. And it is not hard for me to get 15 items together. I have a Christmas, one of the big Christmas boxes that I got at Christmas time, the subscription boxes, that has got lots and lots and lots of projects in it that I have not done. So I may pull that out. I've got this bookshelf over here that has a lot of projects on it as well. But I'm just like, I really like the fabrics. I don't want to get rid of them. And I really like the patterns. So I'm thinking what I may do is make me a just sewing box, quilt box that I have a project in it that I'm working on that I'll try to hit at least once a week. I don't know. I haven't really decided yet because it's not like I don't have enough projects going on. I've got to get some things put together. I've got to get some blocks off of my rack hanging over here. That's where all my block of the months go. And they've been going very well. I've been very excited about those, very pleased with them. But I need to get some of those blocks put together in quilts. Now, I know the flowering. We will be working on that flowering really soon. I just noticed flickering again, guys. But I actually hope to start the flowering finishing this week. Now, we have, like the day y'all are seeing this, we have Employee Appreciation Day. I have a chiropractor's appointment. I'm hoping he digs down in there today and just makes my back and my hip come loose. I know most people wouldn't say that because right now what it's doing, it's causing me to have back pains because it's kind of like in a limbo position right now. And so I'm kind of hurting right now, where before I only hurt when I tried to stand for a period of time. And now it's kind of hurting even when I walk. I can feel the hip is kind of locked. But you know what? I know when it's all said and done, it'll be good. It'll be really good. And I know that. So I have to keep looking for that. And it's kind of that time of year for me to do everything. I've got to set me an eye appointment up. You'll probably notice I don't have the same glasses on that I normally wear. Just because I can see out of these so much better. I don't like that they sit right on my face. The cream colored ones did not sit on my face. They actually had the nose guards that sit on my nose. But I got to get some glasses that I can see everything with. And I'm just not having much luck with that. Because at work, the ones I'm wearing, the tan colored or clear colored ones, they're not really clear. But I can see what's on my table, but I can't see my computer. And I don't like that. These, I can see my table and my computer. So that's kind of what I'm shooting for. And these aren't those that, I don't know what they called. The ones that turn into shades. I don't remember what those are called. Transition lenses. These are not transition lenses. I have a pair that does that, and I cannot stand them. This doesn't look to be a square. Let's see what this is equaling out as. This is not a square. That's why it's not. Oh my goodness. How did I do that? Well, I'm glad I caught it though, friends. I'm like 1/4 of an inch too big. So that means I have more than one though that's like that. This one is probably the other one that's like that. Yeah, it is. So what it is, I just got off on my measuring by 1/4 of an inch on that piece. Or those two pieces. That's okay. That's okay. I still have a rotary cutter here that I cut it off. It's not the end of the world that I cut it wrong. But friends, we are supposed to be getting some weather. Like rain, thunderstorms, and things like that. We've had a sprinkle yesterday. And when I say a sprinkle, I mean, that's all it was just a sprinkle. Not even enough to cut your windshield wipers on. But everything is starting to bloom and grow except for my fig tree. I don't know. I'm going to go out there and check that again. My husband was going to get the potting soil out of the back of my truck because I want to do my cilantro bed. And cilantro likes it to be really warm to, you know, of course, for germination. He got called out to work, but he was like, I can still get it out. And I was like, do not worry about that. You need to get your stuff together so you can go back to work. Not a big deal. I can do it this weekend. I've got so much stuff to do this weekend. I'm just hoping my back holds out for me this weekend because I want to get my cilantro bed planted. I haven't planted anything, and I mean, it is time to be planting. So I'm going to have to go work in my gardens, my little garden beds. I've got to clean up my asparagus beds. I'm going to trim them back and cover them good because I don't know. I always thought asparagus would grow in the summertime, but mine have kind of done their thing. But I'm wondering if I trim them back, if that'll help it grow again. You know, and produce more spears. But my youngest daughter, her fiance planted sunflowers in the back of their property. And she's like, he wants me to go water those every morning. She's like, he does not know what it's like to wrangle a 2-year-old trying to get out the house and get to daycare and get to work. He works off. He's in a completely different state. So, and then when he's in, he doesn't have to do that when he works at the warehouse or the shop because she does it. I told her, I said, let him do a morning or two of that, wrangling that little old boy, because, boy, he is something in the morning. But she said he was all happy and smiley this morning. And she's like, you know, he don't normally get that. She said that 30 minutes extra of sleep made all the difference in the world for him. And she's like, he went to bed at 9:30. I'm like, you need to get him into bed a little earlier than 9:30. I need to be in bed before 9:30, so I know a 2-year-old does. But the thing I've been telling her is consistency. You've got to be consistent. Whatever you do, you've got to be consistent with it. And she's like, he's waking up in the middle of the night. I'm like, yes, they always go through that. It's a regression. They go through that. And I told her, I was like, it's going to be rough. But I was like, you'll make it through it, and he will too. And I'm like, you need to get him in his own bed. Get him sleeping in his bed. But I did tell her, you know, hey, if I come and stay, I'm not going to sleep in the bed. I'll sleep on the couch. you know, while her fiance's gone, because he works out of town, and she just needs a little help sometimes. I need a little help all the time. But, and now that they're moved over there, she used to come and do my floors for me, but she doesn't do that now because they're so far away, and I told her she wouldn't be doing that. Only reason she did that was because I paid her garbage bill. And that was her workout for it, is she'd come do my floors and I would just pay for the garbage pickup. But I'm thinking I may have to find a different garbage pickup because they only accept checks or cash or money order, and I'm not leaving cash. I mean, it's only $30, but I'm not leaving cash. And I need somewhere that'll let me pay online. So, friends, here I am rattling about things that's going on here. My goodness, I know y'all don't want to know all that. But we are getting ready for some Easter egg hunts. I'm not going to get to see my granddaughter until the weekend after Easter, but that's okay. I'm going to have to start setting a weekend that I go up there and stay the weekend and then come back on Sunday. Because I'm going to have to do that at least once a month because I need to see my grandbaby. Or she's not even going to know who I am. And friends, let me tell you what I have been doing. Now, once again, this is how my mind is popping around. Now, y'all know in September, I am going to the retreat with Tammy at Casper, Wyoming. Now, I need to know how I'm going to go. I'm going to go through Texas, then New Mexico, then like Colorado, and then Wyoming. That's the direction I'm going. I need to know if there is a quilt shop in those areas. I only found 2 in Texas. Now, my drive is a 20-hour drive, and I'm pretty certain I can do 10 hours a day. But, of course, I want to get some quilt shops, too. Now, on my way back, I am going to be going like I think it's like Iowa and then Kansas and then Missouri and then Arkansas. I think that's kind of how you kind of like go straight over and then start coming down. I think that's going to be the way I go because I've never been to some of those states. So if I have to go out of my way just a little bit, it's okay. Because I'm going to take like that whole week to come in because I'm going to stop in Little Rock and stay with my son and daughter-in-law for a couple days. Ooh, that's not the way. I don't know what I was just trying to do. I was trying to sew into the middle of that block. But I'm going to be staying with my son and daughter-in-law a couple days so I can play with my grandbaby. So we can have us some good times. And I know Missouri Star and Quilted Cow are up that way. So if y'all can email me. I'm not going to say put it in the comments because I lose them in the comments. If you can email me some quilt shops that are like through those areas, that would be great. Now, I mean, if you have to map it to see if it's kind of like the way I'm going, map it from 71203 because that's the direction I will be coming from is 71203. And like I said, I'm going like through Texas, then New Mexico, and then going up. I love New Mexico. I've been to New Mexico. I've been to Oklahoma, so it's not a big deal if I don't go through Oklahoma. I just want to go through some states I've never been through. I've never been through Colorado, so I definitely want to go through Colorado. And who knows, I may love an area so much that I decide to move there. Not that that's an option right now, but especially with my grandbabies here. Thinking right now, if I moved, I would be going to Arkansas if I was to move away. Well, friends, we are down to our last two here. Let me look at the time and see what our time is. It'll take me just a second to look up there. We are only at 25 minutes, friends, so that is not bad, not bad. I'm trying to get at least the corners done. That is what I'm trying to get done, at least the corners. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take my chain stitched pieces. I'm going to cut them apart. I am going to trim off the square at 1/4 of an inch, and then I will have to press it because these two, when I put another one over here, they will overlap. So I have to make sure I'm not overlapping. I do need to cut them, trim them and press it out. So when I put the next one on, I'm not pinning down a piece of fabric. So I will be right back with you once I get that done. Well, friends, I am back with these. I just got a phone call and I am going to have to head out real quick, but I want to get these. I have just a handful, not even, I still have this many more to trim up. But the ones that I already got trimmed, I wanted to go on and get them finished up. So that is what I am going to try to do. I have enough time. I have about 30 minutes before I have to head out. So I am pretty certain I can get these done. Because I hadn't got too many of them trimmed when I got that phone call. But friends, what are you planning on doing this Easter? I mean, do you have Easter egg hunts planned? Family? Get together? What is the plan? My daughter has to work the Saturday before Easter. So she is not going to get to take her baby to any Easter egg hunts. I'm not going to be able to do it. So I know we're getting together on Sunday and we're going to be cooking and having a little Easter egg hunt for him because, of course, I got him an Easter basket. I always get him an Easter basket. I used to get my kids Easter baskets, but I'm not doing it this year. I always put like cleaning things in there for them, and Santa and the Easter Bunny are on the same wavelength because that's what we always give them. But with my daughter, them just moving into that house, she's doing a lot of cleaning right now. So I may give her some Swiffer refills and some Mr. Clean sheets and, just some things. I was surely hoping I was going to get further than this tonight, but we've already been here 35 minutes. So, I wasn't too long trimming. But we are going to get at least what I had trimmed done. So that's done and out of the way. And y'all, you can go ahead and sew ahead. And I said I was going to put a picture out in the Facebook group, and I have been horrible about putting things out there. But feel free to share your progress if you are doing this quilt. Amy has already finished hers, and it is beautiful. I think this is probably going to be a very classic pattern that we've done. I really like traditional classic patterns. Something about them that I just really like. I'm not much of a sampler quilt, which is so funny because I did The Land That I Love. That was a sampler. And then we're doing the Yuletide sampler too. And that's a sampler. And technically the flowerings are samplers, but because they're different blocks. But I do like a quilt that has a lot of the same things in it. You know, the same blocks. I guess it's really just what you grow up with. And I grew up with my grandmother making quilts like that. She would do big block quilts with, y'all have seen my quilts. I think I have the Sunbonnet Sally, I think is what it's called. Or I may have the little Shepherd Girl. I can't remember which one I have. I had one and my sister had one. And I do still plan on pulling out my grandmother's quilts and working on them. But right now, I have too much other stuff going on. And too many projects that's piled up on me. But we will be cutting up, you know, some. If I have a project that I have all the fabric for, and I may go ahead and cut some fabrics up, you know, pre-cut them, I guess. Just go on and get the fabrics cut. So, you know, sometimes you just get tired of working on certain ones. There we go. Well, friends, I got these. It's probably not but about 10 done. That'll be okay. I will trim these and press these and go on and add our rectangle to the bottom of them to make them look like this. See if y'all can see that. And once I have them looking like that, I may be able to go on and start doing a block at a time. You know, maybe to change up what I'm doing so I don't get bored with it. I don't like getting bored with a project. But what we will do is the color of the center of these blocks. Let me show you here. This color is going to be the color that goes around the outside of the block. The center is this accent color. Now this is the primary color that's going to be going around. Our secondary color is going to be, let me get this one here. I can pull this right here. This is going to be our secondary color, because what I'll do is I'll match these colors to this. And let me see how this goes. It's going to go like this. So that's going to be my secondary color. So I'll have that color in all of the corners. I'm losing what I'm trying to say. Friends, look at this. I found another square here that I had laid up there. But friends, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this. I know it is a quick little video, but I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Give me a thumbs up before you head out. If you have not yet subscribed, please do. We will have another Saturday sew along going on Saturday. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm hoping that Friday I can start working on my flowering finish. So y'all subscribe so you don't miss anything. Feel free to leave a comment and tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye, friends.